Hey, morning, everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Woohoo! With your host, Superman. We're into the house here. Hope you're having a good time. Wow. Get into the chat. That's how we roll. And man, there we are. Let's get everything up and running. We've got a few things. I think the audio's going good. So welcome, everybody. KD's in the house there first. PLSD. Boom. Yeah, PLSD. PulseDogeCoin has finally made that big rocket that we were kind of expecting. So there we go. Woohoo! Pulse Dodge making me rich. It's Fat Sammy. And yeah, that's looking really good. Elliot's it's going. Fat Sammy's making rich. Let's go, says Elliot. Hey, Elliot, good to see you in the house there. Woohoo. Hey, looks, you'll be able to go to live with Richard in his castle there as well. So that'd be pretty cool. Katie Superman. Woohoo. Let's go, Katie. And I sold all mine at $6.90. Limit out, says Unimax. Nice one. Well done, man. Taking profits. That's always a good thing. That's how it works. Pat Sam says, so glad I got no coiner mates to buy PLSD and Hex. Got my no coiner mates to buy PLSD and Hex. Well done there, Fat Sammy. And Unimax in there as well. Nice. Katie says, we get a double. Don't forget, you're going to copy it on Pulsechain. However, doesn't necessarily the market will hold up at a higher price, although what is the price going to be before there's a significant pullback? Will be $20, $25. Where will it be? That is the question, I guess. We're going to put a poll in the chat. We're going to put a poll in the chat there to find out what people think. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Sandy Beach in the house. Hex Token channel member 2. Yay! Good to see Sandy Beach and a moderator in our groups as well. Sandy Beach is awesome. Ivan in the house there. Cura. Hey, Cura, Koto to you, Ivan. And good to see you. Crypto Heartbeat in the house there. I feel the heart. Boom, 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 boom. Always good to see Crypto Heartbeat as well. Let's go. Now, obviously, a lot of people are subscribed to Crypto Heartbeat, but if you haven't, go and subscribe to Crypto Heartbeat. He is amazing. And, of course, we love what he does. Also, don't forget bling, bling. That's how we roll. Nice one, Crypto Heartbeat. And Robson's in the house there. How are we doing today, Hex Token? Glad to have made another stream. Hey, Robson, appreciate that. And great to have you in the house. What else we got there? Dave down under. Question of the day. Does Superman believe King Richard when he says it's so close? Yeah, I think it's close, but it's not so close. So, yeah, I think it's close, but not so close. I still think they've got a lot of the same issues that they normally have. So that's probably the way it goes. XPLSD in the house there. Woohoo! Holy moly. And, of course, morning. I guess to the point, Dave, down under is probably just it'll be ready when it's ready is kind of where I'm at these days, given all the things that we've gone through. But, of course, there are different factors for a September launch, different factors for a December, January launch. We will find out. I think Richard really just wants to launch as soon as possible. I kind of feel in that camp. I think Rack and Rochelle's in that camp as well. I think he's kind of pushed that narrative as well. So love Rich. I think it's probably best. It's a good thing that we haven't launched previously because of the markets, how it had the two big corrections. And any correction from now is just a little bit softer as well. Gifford in the house there. Hey, Gifford. Woohoo! Good to see Gifford in there and Andrew Reynolds as well. Woo! Morning from Sydney. Big shout out. Hey, no matter where you are from in the world, let us know in the chat where you are from. I always appreciate it. I really love seeing the international community, no matter where you're from. So let us keep knowing where that is. All right, so we're gonna get into the stock market. We like to zoom out because of the volatility. Remember, we're moving from a period of cheap super cash to a little bit more expensive cash. That changes the way the market has risk on, risk off. We're going to have more volatility. We're still in a bear market, and so we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to zoom into crypto, look at the current Hex ecosystem prices, and of course, we're also going to have a look at the Hex Daily Stats. We're going to look at Richard's Castle Hunt, and of course, we're going to actually have a little bit of Power City teaser. So stay tuned for all that. It is coming. It's going to be pretty nice. But before we do that, let's get into the poll. Let's put a poll in the house here, and let's have a look. See what price PLSD will be from the community. So PLSD price before major pullback. It will have a pullback. It's just how a major one is what I'm looking at here. Let's have a look here. Let's say it's a $10. Might have what's it, 14, $20. $30. Say $40, something like that. $40. All right, I think that's probably reasonable at this stage. So, so we're obviously expecting a big run up in the PLSD. So let's say it has a big pullback, whatever that will be. So maybe time frame, maybe maybe I don't know. It depends when the staking news comes out, and I don't know when that's coming out. So let's say within the next couple of days. We'll have a look at the chart, but we're also going to go straight to the chart. But let's go straight to the chart just to get an idea. I haven't got any indicators on here. Let's have a look at the RSI. That will probably be our best one straight off the bat. And look at that. So it is an overbought territory at the moment on the hourly. But let's have a look at the daily. That's the one we really want to look at. And it is an overbought territory. So let's say within the next, it could be the next 2-3 days. We could get 3 days in a row where it rises. So maybe 2 days. Let's say 48 hours. We might get an all-time push high. Well, let's see how we go. It could take a week to get. Sometimes these with this kind of features, it could be even longer. But look at that plane. That plane is mighty high now. It's reached $8.07, so pretty big there. So let's say within the next 48 hours to a week. I mean, it's hard to know. No one knows, but we're definitely oversold. This could stay up here for a little while though, on the couple of days. So we'll see. Depends on what the intentions of the whales are that are pushing this up. They have to absorb sales, right? Because the smaller fish, they can sell for a higher price and take more money out of the pool. So that moves it around a bit. So yeah, definitely maybe 48 hours to 5 days, something like that. I don't know. That could happen that time. It may just mull up around here. It may just consolidate up here if there's enough buying support to keep it up here. And so, yeah, there's a lot of unknowns, but it's bullish. That's all we know. So let us know in the chat. You can make your own assessments about the time frame, but there it is. We have entered overbought territory, but it could stay up here a little bit. So, yeah. Typically with these verticals, if it goes vertical 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, typically the third day or thereabouts, you see these massive sell-offs. And so it could happen a lot faster than that. We will see. Normally, if I saw a whole ton of verticals, I'd be selling. That's all I would say to that. But hey, this does have some interesting properties to it, and staking is coming up. Double copy on the copy on the Pulsechain is important, but not for this type of meme. Maybe meme coin, maybe more volatile. The staking is really the bigger play on this, and of course, some people sell the buy the rumor and sell the news. So got to take that into account too. All right, cool. Let us get back into it. We're going to jump ahead there, but that's the way it goes. What else we got there? Pulses. Yes, I like the strategy. And Mark Dane's in the house there. Hey, Mark. Woohoo. Brennan as well. Woo. Sydney as well. Yes, Brennan. We'll come back to the PulseDogeCoin later on. Get into the poll though. What I put some reasonable prices, I think, that are reasonable. So hopefully you guys think they are too. PLSD price before major pullback $10. We're heading towards $10. We got to $8.07. $20, $30, $40. Let us know. Obviously, you think it's under $10, then you can just check the $10 one. What time frame for the poll? Yeah, I think we covered that. $9.80 is my bet, Fat Sammy. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be some resistance at $10. One would think. I can easily see it getting up to for my personal thing. I could see it getting up to $20 if we have some sort of pullback, maybe even $25. Just depends on the buying power of the whales holding it together, and if they can, get it settled, get some support. If I was a whale, I'd be wanting to ratchet it up, slowly staircase it up. But let's see how they go. Up and to the right for PLSD, says Brennan. Yeah. Hey, it could get to $50, $100. Hey, it's always possible, right? But like I say, people do sell into these things. They do sell into them. Dave Desson, I think for the announcement of launch, RH gets a Bruce Buffer from USC to say it's time. I like that, Dave. I like that. $10, I think we're getting sellers, but whales will come in quickly and buy, push it back up. Yeah, I think that the whales will want to get over $10. And I think that, into the teens at least is where I think that they probably want to get the price and try and control the price at that point. If they're holding long term for that staking, then the staking comes out, they can push higher. That's maybe one scenario. Hex Pineapple Pulse. Hey, good to see everybody else in the house there. PLSD to the moon, says Hexodal. Absolutely. All right, let's get into quickly the news. The Dow falls on Caterpillar slump, rising geopolitical tensions, and of course, my eyes. All right, this is not a political channel, but you can read into my reaction there. The Dow fell Tuesday. Let's get into the results. We got the Dow Jones there down 400 points or 1.2% to 32,400. S&P down 27 points, 0.7%, down to 4,091. The Nasdaq is down just slightly and down 20 points to 12,348. So not too bad a day. the Dow Jones, which has got the top and 30 industrials that had the biggest move down, and that's where we are there. Volatility index rose for almost 5%, and of course to almost 24. The dollar index there almost up 1% and at 106 versus its trading partners as well. Let's jump over to the markets. We got crude oil and the commodities. That's down 50 cents to $94, and Brent oil still stuck at $100. That's kind of good for inflation. It's not $120, and so that's generally good. But we're probably not going to see that fall too much the way that the order is set at the moment. And with the Middle East, the Saudis and stuff, they'll be loving those prices. Makes them super rich, man. Gold at $17.74, silver at $19.80, and of course soybeans down slightly as well. So that volatility is coming in. This is playing out exactly how we said last week, right? Well, let's have a look at some of the language that's being used. So Dow Jones fell Tuesday, weighed down by rising geopolitical tensions and a slip in Caterpillar on a weaker than expected revenue. And of course, geopolitical tensions ratchet up a notch intraday after Chinese battery giant Caterpillar reportedly said it would pause plans to invest billions of dollars in a new U.S. battery plant because of the House Speaker's trip to Taiwan. The House Speaker arrived in Taiwan despite Beijing's warning of retaliation over the visit. As well as political tensions, a surge in Treasury yields also soured investor sentiment following remarks from Fed members playing down the prospect of Fed pausing or cutting the rates next year. And this is what we're really looking at in particular. And I've got this in orange, meaning it's not red, but it's slightly bad there. And of course, the Cleveland Fed president Loretta Meister said it would take a while to get inflation back to 2%. This is actually kind of good for the markets. That we've got a long tail rather than trying to really front run it too much. It's kind of taking the middle ground there. And as I said, that's pretty cool for us. Shrugged off worries about slowing economy, stressing that a slowdown is necessary. As I said, these guys they're not taking the correct path. That's good for us. The correct path would be bad for us if they were really going to do it properly. In other words, they would move interest rates up higher than inflation. So that makes you very, very aggressive, very hawkish. And of course, they would actually deal with opening up supply, reducing regulation, and of course, then also lowering taxes, possibly to a flat tax. That would be the ideal way of dealing with higher inflation. Obviously, they're hoping that inflation pulls back kind of by itself, by magic. It's going to pull back. And of course, they are a little bit lucky with the oil prices at the moment. Still at $100. It's still very expensive, though. So it keeps inflation elevated. But that's good for the market. So the fact that they're doing the wrong path is good for us in terms of the stock and the crypto market. So thumbs up for that. Who cares about the rest of the economy, right? We just keen for the market pumps. The comments arrived just hours after San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly said the Fed's job to bring inflation down was far from done. And of course, Mitch, we know that, but the way they're talking at the moment, it's a bit more, it's not quite dovish, it's not quite hawkish, kind of in the middle of the ground. And of course, it will have a long tail, is what we're kind of expecting. So cool. Tech swung between positive and negative, pressured by rising US Treasury yields as investors mulled the falling prospect of a less hawkish Fed. Woohoo! All right, so the falling prospect of a less hawkish Fed, but that's not like they're completely hawkish, right? So they're in the middle there, doing the slow way, and they don't know what they're doing. A lot of them are ideologues. They're really poor. They just have no clue what they're doing in there. Commercial Bank said that while the outcome of the OPEC meeting is impossible to predict, there is more to suggest that the current production volume will be left unchanged, which should help stabilize prices. Yes, stabilize prices, you idiots, but at really high prices. And of course, that's just stupid. This is how stupid these things are. They're just so stupid. Anyway, so there we are. It's funny, but in any case, it's going to bode a problem for the administration to deal with elevated inflation. You may not have record inflation, but you're going to have elevated inflation. That's bad too, right? So just the way it goes. All right, so cool. That is pretty much the news there. I think I got one other there. Have I got one other? I'm not sure if there's anything else in there. Having a look through some of these other things here. Fed's bullet, relatively soft landing, feasible for Fed. So they're almost delusional. They're going to have the soft landing. They'll have a soft landing, but they'll have high inflation. They won't really have dealt with the high inflation issue. That's pretty much it there. And I think that was it for the highlights. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick update. And now we're going to jump into crypto. Obviously, Bitcoin went back under 23,000 yesterday, and it's back over it again at the moment. So that's cool. We've also got ETH there at 1646. That is up slightly as well. So nice to see this fairly positive at the moment, holding up here. BTC at the critical level 23, though, not really doing much past that at the stage. Certainly not getting up to 27, 28, 28 and a half, which is kind of where it needs to go to. So it's kind of stuck in this doldrum, which means that we've kind of got this long tail, right? We're going to have this long bear market that Richard's talking about, and we're going to slowly go down. So I still expect that to play out. The financials, the bad administration, the bad policies, for both from the administration and the Fed, both terrible policies, both of them. And then, of course, you've got the bear market that we're currently in. You've still got the issues around, Saylor and all those sort of things. He's been moved from CEO today to chairman, apparently to focus on Bitcoin purchasing and stuff like that. So there's a bit of to and fro for there. You've also got Mt. Gox. How's that going to be sold into the market? Will only be some of it, all the sort of stuff, questions in the play there. So still not over yet for this market at this stage. So I think Richard's numbers still looking fairly good, around 11K, 10,600. We may get, maybe we won't get much lower than 17.5. Maybe we get to 14. Nothing is inevitable as well. There are a lot more players in the game. But of course, if cash starts to get more expensive, then as the interest rates rise, that will have an impact. So we'll keep watching this balancing act amongst bad policies. But in any case, it's going to be an extended period for us. And that's what we want, because that means we keep more elevated crypto prices. So very cool. Now, Hex, we jump into Hex, of course. Woohoo! Let's get into Hex. Before we do that, we're going to get into some of the comments because I don't want to get too far behind. Mikey said, hello all. What's good, Superman? California. Love sent to all. Hey, Mikey, appreciate that. And Katie says, the Wicked Witch of the West. Yuck, says Katie. Yeah. My eyes. And of course, Bitcoin in there. Always a good time to be a Hexkin, says Bitcoiner. That is true. That's true. Dan Smith says, why don't the US show some humanity and put the House Speaker and the President into a care home where they should be? Yes, says Dan. Yeah. Ashtree. I could think of another place that could be too there, Dan. I could think of another place. Ashtree. Woohoo! You can see Ashtree. SHIB did 10,000x very quickly, and PLSD could easily do the same as long as people stop acting like day traders and cashing their bags so early. That's true, Rod Patrick. That is true. Brennan says, what's your prediction on the next interest rate hike for US? I'm expecting probably a 50 basis to 75 basis points there, which is kind of the market number there. I think that they may do a 75, but all is keeping down, so it may end up being 50. So if I was to really be pushed to shove, I'm thinking 75 basis points at this stage, although the market's generally thinking 50. So that's kind of where I think at this stage. That might be the last elevated one, elevated price there, and then they might ease off a little bit after that. So September the 22nd or 3rd, I think that is. Hex PLSD says it's not bad for an airdrop for all staked Hexans. Very good, yeah. Hey, look, the price could keep going up and up and up and up. It just depends on how many people are willing to, act like day traders, because it does have all the right characteristics for a big price rise for PulseDogeCoin. But then, of course, the whales. You got to trust the whales as well. Those whales could empty the pool, just the weakest whale. So there's lots of certainty. I think a nice staircase, it might do okay. It's very speculative, though. Let me say that. Not bad for airdrop for all Hexkins, yeah. But I think the other thing I was going to say is the staking coming up. How many people will stake, and will the whales stake? The whales have to stake. If the whales don't stake, then the people will lose confidence, because if a whale doesn't stake, then they can dump. So that the other whales stake, and the weak whale doesn't stake, and then of course they won't let the price go up. They ratchet up. The whale that's not staked ends up dumping. So that's the one way. The other, of course, way is for the whales just to scrape. If the whales scrape, that's a better strategy for the price in the future. So we will see. Wild SJ appears magic. Wild SJ. Hey, awesome to have Wild SJ in the chat, man. So good. Loving what you're doing every day, and some cool pictures too. I saw a few pictures. Nice to see you living life so good. So good. Brennan says much better than Weight Token. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it is a lot better than Weight Token, just not straight off the bat. And of course, Rocket Mobs, howdy. Brazil's in the whole house as well. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Brazilgy. I agree as well. Suitman says Brennan. What's up, Briz? What else we got going on there? We're getting a few others here. Precisely says, looks like Gunther is revenge buying, says Briz. Yeah, probably. I accidentally sent 451 of my PLSD to Pulse Sacrifice a few days ago. What? Oh, that's very sad, extremist. I'm very sad about that. Yeah, the rates that you were getting too. I don't know if they're still honoring the rates after the 4th of April. But yeah, sorry to hear about. That's unfortunate. What else there? Wildest Day, thanks. Trying to spread the sci-fi positive life and mindset. Nice one. We do appreciate it. Crypto Freedom says LFG Superman PLSD to the moon, 10,000x before next bull run. Is that 10,000x? Yeah, cool. Hey, let's look at that. All right, so we got Hex at the moment. Now, you remember my commentary on Hex yesterday was that I was hoping that we would stay at about 4.6, which was because we were on a retrace at the time, which was at the time the 50-day, the EMA 13 was at 4.6. So then I've said if we got to the bottom, then maybe we might get to the 50% line in red of the Bollinger Bands, and that's where we had pretty much just above that. That was the kind of worst case scenario. We did get to that. Now, to be fair, the RSI was not an oversold territory, but getting up there. And then of course we had quite a few big sells on the whale bot. Was it the whale alert that day? So it ended up going down. Also, the exponential also looked crossed over, so that was bearish as well. So I was just hoping that was going to turn up earlier. Sort of like how it comes down here and turns up earlier. I was hoping it's going to do that, but has gone pretty severe there on the daily. So this is the way it is. We've still got the buyers, still more than sellers, but sellers have popped up here, and this is what ruined our parade, as it were. So we're going to have to see how we get on here. Whether this will just loop back up again, we're going to have to see. But buyers are still, relatively in control there. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. We do have a cool thing about this pullback with the RSI is that we have more room to move up higher. So we're now down at 52. This means that we have a bit of a breather, just like we did up here. We rallied up here, bit of a breather, and then we had a nice rally. Hopefully we'll have a bit of a breather and then a nice rally here, and that would bode well. Now, the price I wanted to get to, as you guys know, was 6.2 cents, 6.3. I think that's a pretty strong place to get to in the lead up before Icosa and Maximus come out in that order is what I'm expecting at this stage. So Icosa, then Maximus in that order. Certainly I think there's a good chance for Icosa in August. Now, Maximus is a bit more uncertainty about that because as you saw my presentation yesterday, if you didn't check that out, did a presentation on the Maximus in a nutshell. And of course, that kind of sums it up in basic stuff there. Now, obviously, that would be, they are like a step behind this. They've just done they're still in private test network, and they're making up changes to the UI, possibly to the code. And of course, Icosa is at public test network version 2. So they're actually a little bit ahead there, possibly a week or so. But then remember, Icosa did finish their code a week earlier too. They're probably about a week apart from each other, give or take. I think we'll still see Icosa with some degree of confidence in August, but Maximus a little bit of a question mark there. Maybe late August is possible with the start of the mint phase. We will see. But both of them are going to be super bullish for Hex. Hey, if we get 5 to 10% buying of the Hex that goes into those contracts, that would be really, really cool for the price of Hex. And of course, I did a price prediction video for August for that. I feel pretty good about us potentially getting it to 10 to 15 cents in that time frame, assuming those things play out that way. All right, so that's kind of where we are with Hex at the moment. And of course, the high of the day was 4.7. The low is 4.4. We've got 4 minutes to the end of the day before this candle rolls over. Yesterday, the high was 4.9 and the low was 4.5. And that's the way we go. So we actually peaked up here 4 days ago at 5.549. That was our peak up the top here. And of course, the top of the Bollinger Bands at the moment is 5.2. The bottom is 3.6. And the 50% mark is 4.4, with the EMA 13 in yellow is at just under 4.6 cents at the moment, which is just above the current market price of 4.52. So we'll keep watching out for that. Still looks okay. But of course, we just need a bit of buying to send us back in the right direction. We've still got higher lows from our all-time low here, based on the 19th September. Still got higher lows in here as well. Now, if we were to look out longer term into the longer term trend, we still haven't broken the downward trend here. Maybe I'll pull it up in this afternoon's live stream. We'll have a look at the longer term view. That is the longer term view with the we've got resistance over here. We're still a while away from breaking that. So we've broken that before and gone back in though. So it's not necessarily the best indicator, but it is certainly an important bullish one. And I will talk about that in this afternoon's live stream. All right, let's get into it. We've got a few else in here. I've just got that big comment as well. Man, I always try to get rid of the big comments. It's funny how I often leave it when I'm talking about prices with the big comments on it. It's just a funny way. Jax Axe is in the house. Pulse PLSD is off its rocket. Glad I minted. Yeah, we're going to get to that pretty shortly. What else do I get there? Javi says, my opinion, my gamble paid off. Claimed and added to bag at $2.20. Nice one, Javi. Well played. Steve Wright says, thank you for a tenacious, balanced perspective. Steve Wright, Santa Barbara. I appreciate it, Steve. You're welcome. What else that we got there? It's almost like it's seems like someone is selling their Hex and pumping PLSD with that money. It does that look that way, Brazology. I actually tried to check a few of those. I didn't end up keep going with that. So if anyone's done that analysis around Hex versus PLSD, let us know. Extremely says Lyle Gunther could be the culprit for PLSD pump. That's true too. There was people did talk about on Twitter. There was a big account with US dollars buying PulseDoge, so that's definitely plausible. Those big whales arguably should be doing that, right? If they're gonna try to make this the ultimate meme coin, they need to do that. Life's beneath in the house there. How are you today? And of course, very good. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLX for the win. Absolutely. Now, if you wanted to see the video I did yesterday, Richard Hart's Not So Secret Strategy for getting rich on Pulsechain, then check it out. But Life's Beneath's kind of giving you the teaser there. That's the way it goes. It's probably Gunther, says Sandy Beach. PLSD says Big Kahuna is doing great, but do keep most of your portfolio in Hex. Maxi, says Big Kahuna. Hey, look, Maxi did super well yesterday. We're going to get into that now. Maxi is, Hedron here at 900, got rejected 3 times now. So just full screen this. Hedron got rejected 3 times at 1,000, but it has higher lows and that's still intact. So this kind of looks like back when we were having Hex towards 20 cents, remember? And of course, it got sold down there. Now, obviously, as I say, Akosa is still coming. So I imagine this is going to stay elevated and eventually it will pop past that 1,000. But technically, if it didn't have Akosa coming, then this would typically be a fail and we'd probably see it fall down. But it's lucky to not have that at this stage. Let's get to Maximus. Man, Maximus, like a boss yesterday, man. It was just someone bought 1 million Maxi yesterday and pumped the premium back up over 100%. It was pretty amazing. The price so far is the low is 888, so that's pretty lucky. The low 888 there, and of course the high of the day so far is 9.6 cents. Let's have a look at the premium though. That's really what matters is the premium, and of course we just hit midday here, so the day's about to flick over on the chart. Look at this. Woo! We're currently at a 98.6% premium over Hex. Look at this bad boy. And of course, we went up to 210. So that's 110% premium at the top here. Man, oh man, oh man. This chart looks like a beastie boy. And of course, we've got Maximus products coming out. The perpetuals, that's the base, the trio, the lucky, and the decimus there coming out. And of course, we've also got the team DAO token coming too. So that's still ahead of us. So these charts are just looking good. I think we're in because we're doing this day to day. If we were in a week time frame, we'd probably see this things just in the future. I'm talking about in the future, just ramping up like a staircase amongst this bear market, which is kind of cool. I do think we have a window of about 4 to 6 weeks before the next Fed results come out. We do have a bit of news coming up this month though around employment, unemployment, and of course the oil inventories, also around retail consumption and property as well. So those could make the market generally volatile for the foreseeable future. But the real big one, of course, is the Fed in late September there. So we'll keep watching that. All right, cool. So we do have a window of opportunity for asset prices to really inflate, is what I'm saying. So that's good. All right, so cool. And let's jump over to the BNB memes quickly. We're almost getting up to PulseDogeCoin. We got PulseDoge, the original, on a BNB. Now, remember, BNB is pretty much flat, but at 283 on there, just as context. And, of course, we've got just over 4/10 of a penny on PulseDoge. Managed to get a little rise. Hooray! PulseDoge, the original on BNB chain there, is managed to get a little bit of a rise there. So looking forward to that. I guess if it got to, it's currently at 419. If it could get to a 600, say, that would be a nice little strong uptrend, started to reform itself at the top there. That'd be probably kind of a good sign. Now P33, yay, it's back up too, quite dramatically actually over the last 2 days, 4 days, 4 green days, but last 2 days particularly up at 15.3 cents. Remember that got down to 9.9 cents. So that's a nice little gain there if you'd pick that up as well. It was at 50% or something, so that's pretty good. IM though, IM was having a nice little rally. That's still pulling back, but it has bounced off this 110 here. It's now at 116, so it's slowly there. Still got its uptrend intact, so we'll keep just watching out for that one. And of course, all the action, of course, is in the ETH charts, Bo, and of course with the PulseDoge here. Now my weight token's not showing up, so we're gonna have to go and hunt that down individually. Where is the weight token here? I thought I had it. Is it not here? Okay, it's in the airdrops list. Weight token here. Let me look at the bigger fund here. 25. Let's go for the V3. So we've got the price of the weight token at 6/10 of a penny. And let's pull that up. Let's pull it up here. Let's go to the hourly. Actually, it might be better on the hourly. I don't know. That's so strange. That is the hourly there. So we've kind of got 6/10 of a penny just mulling around. Not many people have claimed. 46 million claims. So maybe 3%. It keeps growing by 4.5 million a day and the Pulsechain launches. So it could be a long time. Could be a long time for weight token there. There's an airdrop, of course, is our first airdrop token. And of course, we're going to jump away from that. We've only had $4,000 in trading volume over the last 4 hours on this particular pair. There is another pair, which is smaller. It's about 15K. So it's about $40,000 of liquidity in $280 million market cap at the moment. There's been 4 buys and 17 sells. So a lot of people, a lot of small retail accounts probably selling down this for what they can get. Meanwhile, PulseDoge, woohoo! We finally got there. I know you guys wanted to get here quickly, but this is the way it goes. Smash those likes, says KD. Yeah, definitely smash the likes and welcome everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. We do have a poll at the moment for PulseDogeCoin. PulseDoge price before major pullback. Now, I don't know. It could be 2 days. The RSI is in the overbought territory. You can see that down here at the moment. But we do have a lot of whales in there. They probably got a decent amount of cash. They may have a certain strategy. Gunther talks about, their whale syndicate. So presumably a couple of them are talking with each other. And of course, if they do that, they could manage the price up to get quite high. And as long as they all don't sell, that's really bullish. And of course, staking's coming up too with deflation. That could be bullish too. There's a secondary token now too. And of course, they're focused on the Dodge and the Dodge and the Bitcoin as themes for their fundamentals and their marketing. So we've got the PulseDoge before a major pullback, $10, $20, $30, $40. That's kind of the near-term prices. Who knows where this price could go if they can manage to push it up. Now, over time, possibly the whales will run out of cash, possibly. It just depends on how big their bags are. And they will need a lot of economic energy to come in from larger holders, right? So they have to attract the big money into it, not just the retail book, but the big money as well. Then they can do the retail book, just take longer. They just got to get more and more people into the pool. So it's pretty much, you have to think about it like that. It is highly speculative, remember that. It is a free airdrop. It launched at $1. The low price was 73 cents. It's now at $7.54, and the high price there was hit yesterday. We've just flicked over into a new day on my chart because we just reached midday. So just flicked over to a new day. It is currently the high price is 807 at the moment, and the current price is 754. So that's pretty cool. Now, woohoo! As we say, woohoo! Now we are back in overbought territory. This could stay elevated for a couple of days. So we could get a couple of green candles in a row here, pushing itself up into the teens, maybe even into the 20s. But they're going to get more sell pressure. People that got in, free stuff, get willing to sell it for pretty good bags, right? People that bought in, they're still making good bags because a lot of people bought in way back here. So pretty crazy stuff on that one. So fun times. Congratulations to everybody in it. Obviously, if no one sells, then it just can go up and up and up. But remember, imagine everything, that pool is filling up, and whoever dips out there first with a lot of bags could take the bit down. Now we're going to have a look at some of the. Actually, we don't have the update on that one. So let's have a look at the whales. We're going to have a quick look at the whales on PulseDoge. We've got 260. We've got the OA and the BA address there, the benevolent address. Remember, they got these minted to each other at the end of the contract phase on the 28th. So that's just over 500,000 PLSD. Now, remember, the total supply is 6,094,000, less 50,000 that was burned. And of course, that is down here. This is burned. As you can see, it's gone to the dead address from the original LP. And of course, so basically we have this whale, this whale, this whale, this whale, this whale, and this whale. So technically, over 50K, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whales over 60K. We now have this whale here was not a millionaire, but they're now a millionaire now based on their PulseDoge holdings alone at 1.6 million. So, from their point of view, if they can keep this whale syndicate or whatever, I don't know which whales are related to which, but I imagine some of the top ones here, that is, they can make themselves $10 million, on paper. Obviously in liquidity, there's probably, probably less than that. I don't know, a million something in their liquidity now. But that's kind of on paper looks pretty good, doesn't it? And way to go. So if you've got, a lot of people that are climbing into the ranks here in the top wallets, getting up there too. So 5x for this one, that would make $1 million for this whale number 15 if the price 5x is from here. So, that would be pretty nice. So 5 7s, what's it, 35? So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And to get on the front top page, we've got a few in here. 10,581 is the top. So that's actually gone up. So very cool to see that. So a lot of people making money pretty fast on paper. Obviously, you only make that money if you realize the profits. But at the moment, of course, if you're bullish about this long term, then this may be pretty cool. All right, so that's kind of PulseDoge there. I think we've talked about that. Definitely is in the overbought territory for the time being. How long this stays up, could stay up for a couple of days, or could start to go down if people start selling into it. So far, so good. I haven't actually looked at Gunther's tweets today. He is pretty prolific tweeter, so don't quite keep up with all that. That's the way it is. All right, 1209. The Gwei at the moment is super cheap as well. Look at this Gwei 999. That is pretty cheap for sure. Spike says, what's going on with Mincha? Nothing much, Spike. They have their testnet on the testnet. I did play with that a couple of days ago. We went through all the leading dApps that were on testnet that I could find, and that was proud of it. Haven't seen much from them. I have checked it, semi-regularly. Bobby says, PulseDogeCoin has such a low supply. I think it's hit 20,000 before we blink. Not immediately, of course. The tokenomics are super aggressive for a meme coin. I agree with you on that, Bobby. Nearly $8 all-time high. Yep. Let's get back to the chart there. That is the PulseDogeCoin chart there on the daily. What else there? We'll jump through some of this. Hex PLSD is bullish, and PLSD is on fire, says J-Man. Hextremis says, got my 90% of Hex staked and a little bit of Maxi. Sacrifice for Pulse and PulseX now, just got to wait for the next bull run. Nice one, Hextremis. You're set up very well. A lot of people would love to have that position. We get a lot of people coming in all the time that wish they had Sacrifice for Pulse and PulseX. Those coins are going to be in massive demand. And of course, I suspect that Pulsechain will be the biggest thing in crypto, really compared to anything else that's going to be there, because all the gamification is amazing. I listened to Fury Crypto Coffee sold PLSD previously all-time high $5 for X. Now so wrecked, says how I made it. Hey, look, it is speculative how I made it. So $5 is pretty cool. It was I presumably, I don't know if you bought more, but if you got the free airdrop, that's $5 for free on every PulseDoge you had. Profits is a good thing. Profits is a good thing. Now I'm going to buy FOMO buy back and watch it retrace back to 4. Says how I made it. That's when you get into the risky side. Now this could go to $20, could go higher. But like I say, it is, it's speculative, so just be careful with that one. Also, those cult guys are pretty quiet this week, says how man. Yeah, I haven't actually covered much of that. I've seen a bit of that cult DAO stuff on Twitter. Now, I do think that they've allocated some Ethereum, if I rightly. Actually, I'm going to go review that, just that part of it. Maybe we'll look at that this afternoon, because I think they approved some spend for Pulsechain and PulseDoge or something like that. PulseX. So I'm going to go double check on that one. We did look at that months ago, but I'm going to double check. Sandra in the house with the hearts. Nice. PLSD sweet, says Charles Stone. $6.12 is the daily payout bottom, says Briz. Nice. Acclaimed PLSD sold quarter of it for Hex, then bought more at $4.60, so not bad. Nice play there, DB. Did Moonking Guy dump on his cult buyers at the all-time high? I do not know. I don't know much about the project other than I know that they do vote on allocating to different projects. That's about it. PLSD is dope, says Charles Stone. And How Matic says mostly Gunther selling his Hex to pump a PLSD, says How Matic. Gunther says he's mostly staked. He's a shark in Hex and says mostly staked. So yeah, I'd be surprised. He did sell the top of Hedron, so he has probably got quite a bit of USD there. Assuming they don't get hacked by the weight token. Yeah. Michael Saylor steps down as CEO. MicroStrategy, $900 million in crypto losses. Yeah, but he's talking about him being the executive chairman of the board and focusing on crypto, on Bitcoin purchasing strategy. So I don't know whether that's going to make much of a change there. But says even 10,000 T-shares is 61,000 Hex a day. At 2,745 a day at 4.5 cents per Hex is Braz. Yeah, true that. What would T-shares cost in the beginning? Well, they used to flip it, so it would have been 10,000 at the base number. It used to have the inverse number. Man, I can't even remember now. It's so long ago. Charles says true, but they ate up all the yield, right? Yeah, I think it went to 17.5 on Big Payday. Was it 17,500 on Big Payday? It wasn't as was it lower than that? It wasn't as high as what people thought. People thought it would go over 20,000 on the Big Payday. It wasn't quite good as high as that because I think it was probably because of the way that the Origin account staked. I don't think that's his Charles Stone. Sailor FOMOed in at 30K average DCA, which reflects an average cost price per Bitcoin of approximately 30,000. That sounds about right. The OGs who staked large and early will be raking insane gains for years, says Charles Stone. That's true, but a lot of the true maxis are staked out quite long. Some of them have staking ladders, so they're a bit of a difference between them. Can I buy Pulsechain with my unstaked Hex when the time comes? Yes, you can. You can ratio trade in the first day or two. You can even bridge over your eHex and do that too, or sell it and bring something else over. How I Made It says yes. Now there will be a bit of arbitrage. Now the pools are expected to be bonded, and some people have a theory that Rich has talked about that already, and some people have a theory that it could be very large volumes from the OA, and of course bonding that to pretty much fixing it because you can't really move the OA amounts, so no one's got big enough bags. So that could be pretty interesting to see that play out. So I always said that I expect ETH to do well, Hex ETH and P Hex to do both well. And Rich has talked about all his tokens doing well. And if you think about it, the whole ecosystem is designed to pump these Richard Hart golden tokens. So yeah, definitely expect that. Honey Dripper says Maxi update. No, there's been no real update unless there's been something now. I checked it this morning. I couldn't see any update there. We're going to get to that in a second though. We'll double check to make sure that he hasn't put something out in the last half an hour or something, but I checked that there was no updates on that. Now I did give an update yesterday. He gave the last update was on the 31st of July, and that they had private test network, and they were they had some improvements to make, and then they would eventually get it out to the public test network. So they're a little bit behind, probably a week behind ICOSA in that respect, somewhere in that ballpark. Right, Hex Day stats. Day 973, is it out yet? No, not quite yet. Probably out in the next minute, so we're going to wait for that. But in the meantime, we'll just keep looking at the charts. We've got what charts is on the weight token. We're going to go back to the quad charts here on Hex. We've got Hex at 4.5 cents. We've got Hedron at 900, and we've got Maxi at 9 cents with a premium of drum roll, please. Drum roll. Premium of 98%, looking like a boss. So we've got two things going on, PulseDogeCoin and Maxi. both looking really good at the moment. Very exciting. Yesterday, of course, a million Maxi was bought on the market. What are they going to do with that? They're going to keep that, or they're going to put it into the Team DAO token? I don't know. That's interesting. All right, so here we got Pulse Dodge though, flying like an eagle. It is an overbought territory. We'll see how that plays out. Let's pull up this chart here a bit further. Looking really nice. Look at these mad gains. So yesterday's low was let's have a look. Yesterday's low was $5.96, and the high was $8.07. We just moved into a new day. The previous day, the low was $5.42, and the high was $6.20, and it was pretty similar the day before that. But only 4 days ago, it was at $4.87. Really rallied from that. So looking pretty nice at the moment. Can these guys do the impossible? That's the thing. We got the poll up as well for 76 votes, so we're going to keep that open for another 5 minutes, I think, and then we'll close the PLSD vote on that one. Hex Daily Stats, waiting for that to come out. We're pretty close. We're now on day 975. We only got 25 days after this to 1,000 days in Hex journey. Is that crazy or what? That is crazy. So, and it's still early. First 3 years is still early. Year 3 and 4 are pretty important in terms of trying to transition to the virality. So that's what, a lot of stuff is out there coming for that. Highest of Stakes film documentary. Pulsechain will help with that. Obviously, the community just growing and spreading the word helps with that. And so it's definitely very, very cool. Obviously, we meant to get to, 1,095 days. That's our 3-year anniversary. And of course, then we're into year 4. Can you believe it? Year 4. Man, we're getting older. We're getting older. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so let us get it. We're waiting for that to come up. Still not up there yet, and it may take a little bit. Normally, it populates itself, but I always refresh it anyway. It does populate. We'll come back to that in a minute. $7.41 on a PulseDogeCoin. Java says people that ratio trade from PLSX to PLS are going to get wrecked, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that a lot of people that ratio trade will get wrecked. I think some people will be lucky. They'll maybe have the right time of the day. Maybe that's probably where they'll be. But yeah, I think ratio trading Hex as well. It's going to be risky. A lot of people talked about ratio trading PulseX and Hex for PLS. That means that that wrecks the price. As soon as the first people get the best price, then the people that go after them get the bad worst price, and that could end up being a bad price. So take that into account. Honey Dripper says, thank you, best analyst in the space. I appreciate that, Honey Drippers. Woohoo! And Charles Stone in the house there, lol. The Crypto Jacks 3 is on fire. Thank you so much. Let's put the water out. All right, so we're coming up to it. I'm waiting for the stats here. Day 974. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. We are past the normal time it comes out, but we'll come back to that. Let's pull up. We're going to talk about let's talk a little bit about Richard Hart. In the meantime, we'll come back to Hex Daily Stats. We're going to get up to Richard Hart. And of course, bam, he is enjoying himself in good old at the castle here. Look at this thing, man. And he's got all the ladies around him. I think there's some camera crew down here. I'm not sure what they are. They're either gardeners or camera crew. I think they're camera crew. But he's got all the ladies around him. He's living the dream. They're eating fine dining. They've got a beautiful castle here. And so they're having a good time. So, yeah, just looking at some of the latest, little decorations on the top here on the wall here. So it's pretty nice. So a pretty nice place to be at. And, of course, he's enjoying that. I do have a quick video on that one. Let's pull up on the tour, on a Richard Hart's tour here. Let me make sure I can find it. Castle 1, Castle 2. Now, I can't play. I was going to play Castle 2 and 3, but I don't know if the music is copyright, so I can't. I don't want to risk that because my channel gets pinged. For it. Richard Hart Castle. Trying to find what I called it now. I found the other two, the ones I don't want to play. This is the way it goes. Castle, here we go.
Here, enjoying the castle. About to go check out this fancy gazebo. Here we go, everybody. Oh, wow. This looks pretty cool. Huh. Neat. Maybe I'll get married here one day. Anybody need a green card to America?
So that was a little bit of a preview there from him living the life at the castle. So it was pretty nice. There's a couple other videos too, but they may be copyright, so I don't really want to play them too much. But here is him walking around. That's the video I just played you. It's got some more bling bling, which is pretty cool. Nice sunny day there too. Hey, to update, I'm flexing $1 million of Bulgari now with my $1 million Rolex Daytona Rainbow. I got the 100K earrings too, but they're not in this picture. Yes, this is a castle. I like that. So that's pretty cool. I myself love castles myself. I think they're so cool. What else we got going in? Oh, was that a big hack? I think that was. Yeah. Nomad just got drained for over 150 million in one of the most chaotic hacks that Web3 has ever seen. So that was pretty crazy, right? And of course, Hex.com continues operating flawlessly for nearly 1,000 days now, while much of everything else is busy losing everyone's money. And of course, that is so true. People getting wrecked there. Now, Hexologist is doing a campaign around how to make Pulsechain go viral. Definitely check that out. Obviously, that's the big thing. Spread the good word about the best assets in crypto. The way to go there. Richard's got a couple extra videos in his room here with the bling bling. A $1 million Bulgari and Castle Part 2, so it's worth listening to. I would play these, but they've got music soundtracks on them. And of course, he's got his other part in the castle, but you can see the pictures running around. Look, all those sunglasses, man, oh man. Each of those sunglasses is probably super expensive. So pretty crazy stuff. Look at the hat and everything. Man, oh man, that is some crazy stuff right there with Richard Hart. So looking good. Pretty nice place. Huge rooms. Big view. Look at that view. OMG, that is massive. Was that a castle wall as well? I think there was a castle wall down there as well. I didn't actually notice it the first time I saw it. I think there actually might be a castle wall there. So I don't know. Is this in France or somewhere? I'm not sure where this is. But yeah, very, very impressive. What else we got there? A few other stuff going around the room. Yeah. So cool. Check that out on Richard Hart's Twitter. But that is Richard having a good time at the castle. And of course, with all the ladies and everything else, I'm sure it's pretty fun. All right, so cool. Let us get into, I think we've got the Hex Daily Stats. No, we haven't. We're going to go to Power City. Look at this graphic from Power City. Now, obviously, we had Just Ask Jesse on the channel the other day. You can check out that video on the channel. But look at this. Woo! This is the latest graphic. Look at this thing. I love it, man. And of course, these are all the different products. The Flex, the Accelerator, the Amplifier Loan Booster, the Transformer Cross-Chain Swap. This is a big deal for Pulsechain, by the way. Really opens up a lot of markets. They got the Pixel Park NFT marketplace, and actually got announced partners like Boxable, which is linking to the real world as well. Power City Flex, of course, good for Hex. And I'm hoping to have the team on here to give us the latest updates about these products as well. And of course, you can see all the fees here coming in into the core. And of course, many people sacrificed for that, over $3 million. I think it's $3.1 million now have sacrificed for the Power City. It's still open at the moment. You get a 1-to-1. It did start off at 2-to-1 at the beginning. Obviously, it's 1-to-1 now, and it's going to keep going until the Pulsechain launches. But everything, all these fees go into the core. Now, as you can see, these are all really strong utilities. So there's no, there's no, questionable projects in here. These all actually add lots of value. So it's pretty cool. And then, of course, what you get if you stake the Watt token, you get the PLS. So it's a PLS passive income generator. So really, really cool. I love this graphic. It's going to be really one of the top dApps in my opinion. They have a massive team. I think they've got 30 devs or something working in that team or something. It's pretty big. I have to double check that number, but it's a pretty big team. So very cool from Power City there. Had to talk about that. The Hex Daily Stats still delayed, not out yet. So we'll have to come back to that when it does come out. Let's get back to PulseDoge here. $7.42. And of course, Hex at 4.5 cents. Hedron at 900. And the 98% premium on Maxi at the moment. And Bitcoin is, let's see Bitcoin. Where is it at? just under 23,000 again. Just see what I mean. Volatile going up and down. 621 on either there. Let's see how we're doing for the month on the performance. We're green, so up 20% almost for BTC and 51% for Ethereum, and of course 29% for BNB at the moment. So not too bad on the monthly. On the 7 days, we're not too bad at all. 8% almost for BTC, 12% for ETH in the last week, and 13% for BNB. So BNB a late bloomer there in terms of the returns over the last period of time. And of course, back to the daily, we've got just slightly red there, just slightly. All right, we've got other things in the house. Let's get to the comments. Charles Stone says Hex Token fire coverage of the best cryptos. Absolutely, that's what I say, man. The not so big secret of Richard Hart and how to get rich is be patient. Proof of patience, and of course, world domination's coming, and Pulsechain is just a game changer, really, when it does launch. And Richard wants it to launch, fully ready. But he has said many times that he wants to launch as soon as possible. And of course, that bodes pretty well. So we're going to talk about that quickly. Let's go to the Hex price there. We're going to talk about that. Let's get into Richard Hart's latest videos on Pulsechain launch. Always good to remind us of the latest ones that we was at to. Let me find the two videos first. I think it's this one here. This is the first one. So let's watch that one.
Yeah.
Have you seen, before I lead it to, I'll ask you two. Number one, do you think Ethereum 2.0 goes, actually happens? And when it happens, does it go ahead and dock and go off without a hitch? Or will you see problems?
Software takes a long time, and software sometimes has bugs.
But we're okay with waiting, right? I'm okay with waiting.
I'm okay with waiting. I mean, look, I'd like Pulsechain to launch before it, but truthfully, it really doesn't matter whether Pulsechain launches before it or not, because it doesn't affect the gas fees. Ethereum 2.0 does absolutely nothing to affect the gas price.
Correct.
It does nothing to increase throughput. It is the exact same gas price, homies. And so Pulsechain is there to help get those gas fees down, give everyone the largest free airdrop. And so whether we should beat them to market, but in case we don't, it's fine.
So that's the first one versus ETH 2.0 with the merge. And of course, the second one here was on Kitco News, is the last one as well.
Pulsechain. What is Pulsechain? When is the launch?
Sure.
A lot of people are asking that. Yeah,
well, Pulsechain is the world's largest free airdrop. We're going to reduce Ethereum's fees by basically doubling their capacity or more. We fork the Ethereum system state so that all of your coins get copied on the new chain for free. You can go play with those coins now if you want. Go to pulsechain.com, go use the testnet. You can go trade those coins for fun right now on the testnet. And we're just waiting for the devs to, improve a few things, higher throughput, more security. And then we can go to mainnet. It's just software's hard, right? If you want truly secure software with perfect flawless operation, it takes a while to get it right, and Hex took a long time to get right. And that's the reason Pulsechain, we've been at it for over a year now. Probably longer. We've probably been at it for about a year and a half. And we're close, man. We're so close. If my devs were dumber, we would have already launched. But because my devs are so good, it takes longer because they catch all the things. They're like, hey, this, that. You're like, yeah. So it's to be miraculous because it can reduce the gas fees, which are too high. It can give us higher throughput. It can save the environment.
Yeah.
And it's got better tokenomics. It burns the coins. So 25% of the fees are just burnt. And top of VIP 1559 as well, which also does burning. So I'd have to estimate how much extra burning that'll do. And so we've got PulseX, which is our fork of Uniswap, which does fee burning, no inflation, only deflation. We've got Pulsechain, which has deflation only and fee burning in protocol. It's really awesome. Like, we're going to soon have vertical integration. We're going to have Pulsechain consensus network, PulseX trading, Hex value storage. We've got a wallet being built now as a MetaMask replacement. That's nearly complete vertical integration. The only thing that's missing is fiat on ramps and off ramps. That's it. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
All right, so pretty cool. That is bullish, and of course, when soon? No one knows. We can debate that, but of course, we just have to have proof of weight and be patient until it does launch, and trust that Richard will launch when he can, technically when he can, and of course, at the best market timing. And of course, he is the game master, so we'll just have to be patient for that. HPL just says $1 million would push the PulseDogeCoin price up $80. That's a pretty interesting insight there, Hex PulseDogeCoin. So tracking the big money would really move this coin up pretty fast, and that would be a different environment, that for sure. So good point. Andrew Reynolds says that photo will be all of us after Pulsechain. Yeah, that was pretty neat with Richard in the castle and the ladies on there. Andrew would be great. Andrew, that would be great. Yeah. PLSD says, anyone got $1 million, they can lend me. Yeah, true that. Charles Stone said, Richard, please don't get married. She will take all your devs away and from you in the divorce, says Charles. That's pretty funny. Has RH thanked all the sacrifice suckers, says Linux Master. I think he's probably says no expectations from the work of others, probably where it would be lying on that one. Well, yes, we need the devs, says PLSD. What else? I think he's just on holiday there. I think because he saw the movie preview just the other day of the highest of stakes with how far they've got already. And I think that he's probably in the preview there. So I'm have a feeling it could be France or somewhere like that. I don't think it's his actual castle. So yeah. Woohoo! And of course, it looks real fun, says Sand Beach. Does mind blown, says Briz. Flex. Yeah, the Flex video, man. That looks so good. That Flex video. Look at that. Damn, that's so good. They're good with their graphics. They have been increasing their social media, which I'm really happy about. Congratulations to Power City for that. More power, baby, says Ash Tree. More power. Power Sacrifice is still alive as well. That is so true. And of course, you can see that at Power City, powercity.io, I think it is. If you sacrifice for Power City now, do you still get the bonuses 1-to-1? You get the 1-to-1, so that's not the bonuses that previously started at 2-to-1, but that was at the beginning. It's got a very long tail sacrifice period up till Pulsechain. It is 1-to-1, so it's still, if you believe in it, it's still a very good rate. The other thing, of course, is that you get up to 55% bonuses if you have sacrificed for Pulsechain, PulseX, Liquid Loans, and Internet Money. So if you've done those four, you get 55% bonus. And as they reach new milestones, they have a random prize draw for 85%, 85 people that get, I think, a 25% bonus, something like that. You can check it out on the official website. RH for the win, says Lies Beneath. Absolutely. RH looks amazing in that Kitco interview. Does look good on there. Pulsechain is so cool, says Charles. It will be amazing. Obviously, we would all want it out, yesterday. But I think we're probably thankful that it hasn't launched during the big market pullbacks. I can't say that enough because, the market sentiment is so negative at that time. You wouldn't want to launch at that stage. Charles Stone says, yep, Hex, PulseX, Platinum, Gold, Silver, says Charles. I like it. Woohoo! And correction, Gold, says Charles Stone. What's the FUD around Liquid Loans? Is it happening or not? It is happening. So we had Jesse, just asked Jesse on this channel the other day. He laid down fears to all that. And of course, that same day, I think it was, the sacrifice balances came out. So no issues there, DB Cooper. They also have a big Oracle provider. That's going to be a bit of a competitive market advantage. That is unnamed, one of the big ones though. And of course, after Chainlink at least said that they're not going on to Pulsechain, although later on they might, right? Because once all the value is on Pulsechain, people come, right? People that said, no, I'm not coming, I'm not supporting this. And later on they go, oh my God, you're such a big chain now. You're worth so much money and I've got to come now. I've got to come over to support your chain now. It's worth billions of dollars. I've got to be, it's kind of like that, right? How do you like my acting? How's that? That's all drama queen. Timmy, the Outdoors Barber says, why would he thank us? Well, I thank him, says Timmy. Yeah, like I said, no expectations on those things. That's the way it is. I'm going to have to DCA, dollar cost average, into more Power City. I got a 2x bonus before, but didn't have much left after the marathon of sacrifices around that time. Nice one, Andrew. Yeah, bullish on loan and wait, says a big kahuna. I'm bullish on loan. Now, my price predictions for loan at the moment are modest, so they're pretty modest. But I think the passive income could be pretty serious on there. That's probably the way I look at it. So yeah, Jesse moved over to Power City. That's all. Yeah, Jesse moved over. I think Jexa has also changed his position. I think he's possibly left Liquid Loans. I heard someone say that. I haven't seen a confirmation that. I haven't been to Jexa's Twitter or anything. He's was doing all those wonderful videos for Liquid Loans. So I'm not sure of his current status, but I did see somebody say that he may have moved out. Let me know in the chat if you know that's to be true. Red Groove says Richard is they're filming, and you can see two. Yeah, that's right, Red Groove. You're right. Crew crouching and hiding behind the flower pots at the back of the photo on the lawn. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I said that they were either gardeners or they were the film crew. They were the film crew. Yeah. Pulse Dodge says, yeah, Andrew Reynolds, yeah. So they're in the post-production phase for the highest of stakes. We can see that on the highest of stakes page. The highest of stakes. I've lost the site now. Highest Thought I found that there. Let me find it on Twitter. It's much easier to find on Twitter. Let's go find it on Twitter there. Highest of stakes, bam. And of course, we can go to there. That is on their site around the time frame of Richard Hart coming up. Here it is. So they're currently, it's got April to June, post-production and filming, editing of the film, custom music, composition. And then this is obviously, we're in July, August now. So this is just obviously still going on, this sort of stuff here. Sometimes they do extra edits. So they've got extra film. So they may be very well doing that, as the picture implies that they'll be doing a bit more filming there as they lead in. Q3 to Q4 2022, official movie premiere, goal of top 5 OTT, so Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, obviously getting on there, pretty pivotal. And so if we imagine matching, getting on some of these big streamers and social media strategy on Twitter and Instagram and everything else, and matching that together, man, you can really get out there. Become super viral. There's been no big crypto video out that I'm aware of since maybe some of the first Bitcoin ones. Let me know in the chat if you know of any, but this things could really blow up as well. Media plan with a PR team and launch strategy. So these guys are on top of it. These guys are, they're absolutely amazing. If you think about who they are, they'll go to the about page. These guys are, what's it, Emmy award-winning, 5-time Emmy award-winning filmmakers. So these guys know what to do. And of course, those Emmys get them into a lot of interviews. Just having those Emmys will get you the meetings with these big OTTs like Netflix and stuff. So pretty cool. All right, high stakes. The King in his Castle France teaser day 1. So that is part of the France teaser day 1 there. Looks pretty good as well. Nice on that one. So also he watched the premiere. He watched the movie just the other day on the first there in France. So it's pretty cool. So I don't know whether this picture, this is the way it is. So nice. All right, cool. Let's jump out of there. I think we've got the Hex Day stats out. No, it's not out yet. Man, oh man. I'm trying to cover it, but that's the way it goes. Hour and 7. We may have to miss it. I may have to cover it in the afternoon live stream. That's the way it goes. Sometimes that's just the way. When you're doing live filming, live video. PulseDoge there at $7.34. We've got, we're going to finish our poll. Let's get on to PulseDoge, finish our poll. I think we're up to almost an hour on this poll. Yeah, 1 hour. 100 votes, 1 hour. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! You guys did it. You guys made this possible. 1 hour and 100 votes. I love that. That's so cool. Let's end the poll before we get 101 votes. That's the way it goes. Okay, PulseDoge price before major pullback, $10, 63%, $20, 15%, $40, 15%, which is 15 people, and $30, 3%. So 3% there. So not many people think we'll power through 30. Probably would power through 30. $40 definitely. It's when you start getting, the bigger thing there. Now, remember, it launched for free at $1. But then again, if the whales keep to their strategy, it could really do some insane stuff here. Let's think about the rally here that we've had. I guess we've got the rally at the bottom here. If we start at $1.50, then $1.50 up here, up to the top here, I guess up to here is 442%. That's 4.5x or something. 3.5x. That's pretty big. So if it goes to the top here, $1.50 times 10x, that's $15. So maybe $15 seems a reasonable play for a nice rally. I kind of felt that it could get the $20, $25 when I was talking to Gunther, aka Wolverine, or Wolverine, aka Gunther there. Definitely plausible. Like you say, though, if you get someone really big, someone going to come in and put $1 million in there, don't think that's likely. But you definitely could start getting increments of 10 and 20K. And we have seen that already, 10 and 20K in this price chart. Let us go to the airdrops, and I think we can pull up. Have we got that? No, I have to go to the actual source one here. So PulseDogeCoin USDC, PulseDogeCoin, no, PulseDogeCoin. Where's the other one? PLSD. I thought I actually had this saved. So the other pair is actually slightly bigger in liquidity. So let me just do the maths here. What was I going to do? I can't remember what I was going to do with this now. I pulled it up. I've forgotten what I was going to do. That's sad. That's sad. What a sad time. 45 million market cap at the moment. Woohoo! Pretty amazing. I'm trying to think what I was actually going to be saying about this, but I can't remember now. Let us go back down. Charity says, we're coming up to now 10 minutes. Superman, during this boring time, you give me renewed excitement, says Charity. I appreciate that. How's IM doing? Yeah, we talked about IM earlier, KD. It's just pulling back a bit, but it's still got higher lows, so it's still forming a very long sort of bull back is the way I look at it. Click that like now, says Big Kahuna. Absolutely. Andrew says, after seeing your streams in the past week or so, I got motivated to try out the new features of Pulsechain testnet. I tried selling HSI for ICOSA and Hedron and staking. Nice one, Andrew. That's really great. That's, if we can inspire people to actually do that. Now, Richard always talks about if you can do anything for Pulsechain launches, do, go and practice on PulseX and play. We play with the official bridge, play with the PulseX exchange. Richard, those are the two things that Richard talks about. And of course, in our Discord, we do have video tutorials on those under video tutorials. You can see Pulsechain Bridge and PulseX tutorials. And those are two things that Richard encourages people to play with if they want to be familiar with the environment when they get in, especially if you're a no corner or you're new to crypto. It's a good thing to do. Cool. I can't remember what I was going to say about this price. I'm so annoyed. I had it and then I forgot about it. So Katie says, thanks, Superman. Hey, that's all good. We're coming up to an hour and 11. And of course, we're waiting for the Hex day to come out. It's probably really late today. Maybe it's the time of the week. I don't know. But 974, we're waiting for 974. It's not out yet. But we will hopefully cover that later on this afternoon as well. Hex at the moment at 4.5 cents. And of course, let's hope that it can build up higher. I'd love it to be the 6.2, 6.3 by the time that we got maybe a COSA coming out, something like that. Would be pretty nice. That's super bullish. The highest the base amount, the highest the pump after that. That's pretty much it. So we can get up there naturally and then have ICOSA come out with a certain amount of market buy on that, bullish, bullish for that. And of course, if we have Maximus and a COSA launching at the same time, that's pretty cool too. Who knows what they could do to the price. I have a kind of a 10 to 15 cent range as a reasonable sort of level there at the stage. So nice. All right, so that's pretty much it. I think we're going to wrap up here. Sorry about the Hex daily stats not out at the stage, just the way it goes. I have no control over that. So cool. We got PulseDoge at $7.39 and Hex at 4.5 cents. So those are the two stars. Maximus as well. Hit the like, says Wookie. Jedi's absolutely. Yes, Jexit has moved on from liquid loans. It's in his Twitter, says Genuine. That's true. So was I going to look that up? I can't remember. No, it wasn't. So I think that was all I was going to do there. Hope you guys enjoyed this update. And of course, Richard enjoying himself. That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. And it bodes well for the future. All right. Let us get on to it. We're going to jump away. Let's play out our funky song on the way out. And let me look here. Stay tuned. I'm going to be back on later on today, second live stream, and I'll be doing a new topic there. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up in the second live stream, probably in about 5 hours time, around that time, just under 5 hours away. Let us play our funky music. This is Power City teaser. Pump it up. Peace out. Much love.